offense here, moving right to left on your screen. Quickly the ball entered to Sarah Stapleton underneath, working on Kaylee Walsh, got a piece, and the block, the first for the Big Ten's leader, gets to Veronica Burton and the Wildcats. Sorry for that quick open, folks. He didn't miss anything, though, as Burton gets it going. Giving it off to Jillian Brown as the Wildcats get into their set. You may notice Melanie Daly on the floor, her first career start. The Wildcats starting 3 first years today with Lauren Satterwhite and Sydney Wood out with injuries. Rare jumper from Courtney Shaw, no good, but Walsh with an offensive board and puts it back. Cats off to an early 2-0 lead. Let's get to that Wisconsin starting lineup as they come off the floor. Initiating the offense right now, that's Sydney Hilliard. She passes it off there to Julie Pospisilova. That was Brooke Schrammick. And now the ball gets back to Pospisilova as Hilliard drives in, kicks. Now it's Katie Nelson in the corner. The BU grad transfer gets the roll. Wow, that one bounced a couple of times, and Wisconsin takes the lead. So that's everybody. I mentioned Sarah Stapleton as Wisconsin comes out in their zone defense set. For Northwestern, Veronica Burton to initiate. Walsh had the early bucket. Shaw joining her in the front court, and now here's Daly with the ball, along with her fellow first-year guard Jillian Brown, who she passes to now. Shaw on the elbow in the middle of that zone. Kicks to Brown for 3. Not close. And the rebound cleared by the Badgers. Here's Hilliard running in transition all the way to the cup. Blocked by Brown. And Burton comes away with it. She's running the other way now. Behind the back dribble. What a feed for Walsh and the easy bucket.
Veronica Burton always looking for her teammates, especially in these games. If she's not scoring it, she's looking for her teammates and getting in the best shot possible.
It's such a great fast break passer, to your point, Bailey. We saw that again right there. Pospisilova trying to find Hilliard underneath, tight window, and it's another turnover for the Badgers.
We're getting a great look at this Northwestern defense. And Northwestern's getting a taste of their own medicine, looking at the Blizzard defense.
Yeah, the Wisconsin Badgers are not in a full blizzard, but they do have some experience with it on that coaching staff as they come out in their 2-3 matchup set. Wildcats have struggled at times against zone defenses this year. Walsh with a tough catch, and she gets tied up. Great hands from Hilliard. Oh, they called it travel before a jump ball, so no held ball. It'll be a travel instead. Oh, I saw one traveling call, but I guess it was a jump ball after all. So if it was a jump ball, it would go to Northwestern.
Yes.
So it would have to be a travel. Deduced it. Anyways, Wisconsin ball, and it's Katie Nelson, the grad transfer from Boston University, bringing it up the floor. A lot of experience for Nelson, 3-time All-Patriot League player. Pospisilova fumbles the catch on the left wing and turns it over.
Katie Nelson following her coach to Wisconsin. Marissa Mosley in her first year of coaching for this Wisconsin team brought along her point guard, Katie Nelson, to join this Wisconsin team.
The point guard comes with Mosley, but a lot of the rest of this team is inherited from her predecessor, Jonathan Sippis. This is a very similar Wisconsin lineup to what Northwestern saw from them last year as Shaw goes across but can't finish. Rebound comes free for Brown. Wildcats setting it up. Brown going after Stapleton, who got a piece of it. And here comes Nelson the other way. Hilliard spinning in transition and a wild pass. And this has been an issue for this Wisconsin team against Northwestern. They turned it over more than 20 times in both matchups against Northwestern last year, Bailey.
Northwestern, not the team that you want to do that against. They are so good defensively, especially with Veronica Burton leading this team in the defensive categories. She gets her hand on almost every block, every steal. Wisconsin's definitely going to have to be careful when they go into paint and attack.
Burton crossing and giving to Daly. Corner elbow jumper. And the rebound fought for, and it'll be out of bounds off of Northwestern. Wildcats crashing the glass hard in the early going. Haven't created many easy shots for themselves, though. That Wisconsin zone has given them problems as we see an early sub on the Badgers side. It'll be Hallie Douglas, Lake Forest product, local kid. One of a couple on this Wisconsin roster coming in as Northwestern brings out some pressure. Nelson directing traffic here. Hilliard's got to get it across, and they do with just 1 second to spare. Nice back cut. Pospisilova puts it in past Shaw. Wisconsin back in the lead. Trying to lock Northwestern down defensively here. So far, they've been successful. Zone really limits Burton's slashing opportunities, something she saw a lot of against Clemson. or those open lanes. She's not getting them so far. Burton against Hilliard. Gets it to Daly. Tough jumper. She's not going to get that call. Goes up empty. Kick out for a 3, and Schrammick can't hit as Brown comes the other way. Northwestern's got to figure something out offensively. This zone has handcuffed them so far.
Both of these teams, not really a big three-point shooting team.
As Burton fights it up and in. Wow, tough take from Burton. And you can't shoot the 3 too well. You got to take it inside. That's what Burton did right there.
That's exactly what Northwestern needs to do against this Wisconsin defense, is really get it into the middle. We've seen Kaylee Walsh working that middle. They're trying to pass it in to get different looks going to the basket.
Hilliard looking at a tough Northwestern front. Kick to the corner for Pospisilova. Comes up short on a contested 3 as Daly clears the board. Daly gets that screen from Shaw and overthrows Walsh on that entry pass. Hilliard trying to run in transition. Great cross-court pass. Open look for Pospisilova, can't hit it. Wisconsin shooting has been up and down this season. Team full of streaky shooters. Trying to get that aspect of their game going. Burton driving hard, and the running layup no good. Walsh might have got away with a bit of a push-off there. Mosley is not happy with the officials, but she gets her 3rd bucket. And that's something we haven't seen a lot of this year. Kaylee Walsh using her size in the rebounding department. Great sign for the first year. And now Walsh active hands, and she's going to get whistled for the foul here. She is 2nd in the Big Ten in that category, personal fouls.
Rebounding. I think it's going to be key for this Northwestern team to get a win today. And it's going to start with Kaylee Walsh's not only points, but rebounding ability. She's averaging only 4 per game. But I want to see her use her size and really use that to advantage against this Wisconsin team, especially if they're going to have a smaller guard on her.
After the Nelson miss, Wildcats coming the other way. It's a Wisconsin team that has struggled with rebounding themselves, getting out-rebounded by an average of 3.5 boards per game so far. As Shaw catches, kicks to Daly. Still the starting lineup for Northwestern. Wisconsin with just the 1 change. As Burton kicks to Brown, thought about the 3, and is fouled. Little hand check as she drove in against Hallie Douglas. And interesting that we're seeing Hallie Douglas get these early minutes. This is a player that averaged just 8.4 minutes in 5 games coming in to this one, and she's getting the first looks off the bench for this Wisconsin team.
I think Hallie Douglas adds a little bit of a spark for this Wisconsin team. You know, she always has to guard the big man. I think she's doing a really good job, and I think she adds to this Wisconsin defense with her size.
Longer player, and there the length disrupted that shot from Shaw. Not her usual range, typically an around the basket scorer, and she missed that time. Douglas kicks to Hilliard. Hilliard calls for the screen, gets it. Wildcats recovering really well, and Daly pokes it away. Lazy pass by Nelson, and Daly takes it all the way for the score for the Wildcats.
Daly's anticipation, her ability to see the vision of the court and go and get those steals is really great as a freshman. Really happy to see her on the court getting her first start of her career at Northwestern.
Reminiscent almost of Veronica Burton, if you will. That capacity already to see those passing lanes, to read that ball. We've seen it all year from Daly. Douglas with a step-back jumper, can't hit it. Stapleton beat Brown for the board and got fouled going up. And for Northwestern, Paige Mott seeing her first minutes as Stapleton drains the first free throw. Wisconsin has really struggled offensively to start this game. They're 1 for their last 7 from the field. As Stapleton goes 2 for 2 from the line, and they have turned it over already 4 times, but still they find themselves within 3. Burton trying to initiate with Brown. Walsh turns, face-up jumper, no good, and the rebound run down by Stapleton. Quickly ahead for Douglas, trapped underneath, kicks it out. Nelson a 3, that won't go. Katie Nelson has struggled with the shooting so far this season. 26% on threes coming into this one as Walsh is open on a kick out. And she drains it. 9 early points for Kaylee Walsh.
Kaylee Walsh loves that trail three, and it really just gives this Northwestern team a different look on the offensive end.
As Burton deflects that pass and is stolen by Daly. There's the dynamic defensive duo teaming up. Walsh wants another one. Can't hit. And Mott is fouled on the rebound. Good work by Paige Mott on the offensive glass. Assist to Walsh. And now she gets the inbound pass.
Walsh is only averaging about 8.6 points per game, and now she already has 9 in this
Make it
first
11.
quarter.
Make it 11. Kaylee Walsh going to work on the low block. And yeah, it's a sight to see for Northwestern. Walsh has struggled with her shot at times this season, been streaky, and she's starting to get herself going. LU working on Burton. Pocket nearly picked, and she travels. Veronica Burton all over the freshman right there.
That's that 2-time All-Defensive Big Ten Player of the Year showing.
Absolutely.
In this senior guard. You got to be careful with the ball when you're around Veronica Burton because her hands are in there. She's so quick.
Yeah, we talked to Marissa Mosley yesterday about Veronica Burton, and Mosley, who played her college ball in the early aughts at Boston University under a former Joe McEwen assistant, Margaret McKeon, who ran a version of the Blizzard. She says, well, I wish I had Veronica Burton as my point guard in the Blizzard. Mosley, a wing in college, very good player for Boston University. She knows the challenge that Burton brings, as Daly can't quite drill that three.
I can imagine a lot of college coaches around the nation want Veronica Burton as their point guard.
No doubt, as a foul called underneath. We'll see if they get Walsh or McWilliams underneath there, who just entered. They will call Jasmine McWilliams on that. 3 first years starting in this game for Northwestern, we mentioned. It's the first time in 7 years since that really heralded freshman class of Ashley Deary, still the program's leader in steals. Nia Coffey, who is one of only 3 players in program history to reach 2,000 points, and the leading rebounder in program history. And Kristen Inman, the deadly 3-point shooter. Northwestern has hopes that this first-year class can develop into something close to that. As Burton goes quickly off the rebound, nearly lost it. McWilliams thought about a 3, nearly walked with it, and fights it up, can't finish. Rebound comes off of Wisconsin.
I think Northwestern needs more attacking plays to the basket. That's what's going to break down this Wisconsin defense. You saw with Jasmine McWilliams taking that corner. Couldn't get the layup to go, but that's what they need in this offense.
And there's attacking right there as Mott gets it inside. Great pocket pass from McWilliams, and Paige Mott finishes. Veronica Burton taking her typical end of first quarter break here. Kayla Rainey, junior point guard, in for her. Nelson had space. Now Pospisilova rises for 3 and misses. Wisconsin continues to be ice cold from the field. And Rainey will hold for the last shot here. Northwestern, with the shot clock turned off, has put in a dominant defensive first quarter. Rainey gets a switch as Wisconsin settles back into their zone look. Shaw catches. Long pass to McWilliams is picked off, and a chance for the Badgers to end the quarter with a bucket. Pospisilova gets it away and misses again. And as we head to the end of the first quarter,
making Wisconsin believe to take that 3, and that's the only shot, the best possible shot that they can get against their defense. Wisconsin not shooting the best, only 26% on the year from the 3-point line, and only have made 1 today so far.
Northwestern trying to get that shot, and Kaylee Walsh trying to get her shot going again in the second quarter, but Stapleton there to deny her. Northwestern running that rare 2-point guard lineup here with Rainey and Burton on the floor together as they sink into their Blizzard look. Catch at the free throw line, and there's a good look for Pospisilova, but she stays ice cold. Nice rebound from Mott. Julie Pospisilova, 1 for 6 from the field as Burton runs end to end. Count the basket, I think. Have not seen a designation yet, and they're going to call an offensive foul. Did not see the call. Hilliard, they say, got set just in time to take the charge. Questionable call there, but it goes Wisconsin's way.
Still a really great tack from Veronica Burton. She's not going to let it get to her. She's going to come back on the defensive end, possibly get a steal, go back, and
wreak some more havoc as Pospisilova finds herself wide open again, and she still cannot get her shot to fall. Wisconsin looking for anything on the offensive end. Mott feeding Walsh, posting on Stapleton. Nice move to the right, but can't finish it. Rainey being a menace, and a travel. She forced that travel by getting up in the face of Nelson, and it goes right back to Northwestern. Great defensive effort by the junior, as we saw right there. Still a 10-point Northwestern lead. Wisconsin has not scored in nearly 5 minutes of game action. Oh, more than that, pardon me. It's been almost 8 minutes of game action now, as McWilliams finds herself wide open for an 8-footer, and she knocks it down. 19-7 Northwestern lead. Mosley calling out a play from the Wisconsin bench. Badgers get in some motion. Holding up top is Stramick, looking. Now finding post Bishalova. Looking on the interior for Hilliard. Hilliard up against Walsh. Can't get that to go. Kaylee Walsh clears another board. Rainey open for 3. Can't hit it. And the Badgers come back the other way. Hilliard had the ball knocked back right to her. And now Stramick, cut off by McWilliams. Pass inside to post Bishalova. Finally gets one to go.
Wisconsin doing a really great job of getting those cuts in the paint. It's a different look for this Northwestern defense. As we see Kaylee Walsh.
Walsh taking it hard, can't finish. Mott on the offensive glass. Rainey gets it back. Now Walsh at the free throw line. Burton thought about a 3. Gives back to Rainey. Wildcats moving the ball. Single digits on the shot clock. Mott working in the lane. Can't finish on the hook shot. Walsh battling for that board. It comes loose to Stramick. Here's Hilliard as the Let's Go Cats chants begin. From the Northwestern student section, and Rainey picks her pocket. Kayla Rainey's second forced turnover in a couple minutes, and she tries to go end to end. Hilliard, I think, got a piece of that one. Nelson looking up ahead. Rainey trying to harass her as Hilliard gets switched on Rainey. Wildcats with 3 players waiting to check in. It's been a slow start to this second quarter both ways offensively. Hilliard watched by Rainey. Nothing doing. Nelson with single digits on the shot clock. Pass deflected. Burton nearly got it. Deflects another pass. Pospisilova got to make it happen. Now Stapleton rejected by Walsh. Shot clock violation. Wisconsin has no answers. I mean, this is a dominant defensive possession. We're going to see the Wildcats go back to their starting lineup. But what a shift for those bench players, as Northwestern has held their 10-point lead even as their offense has slowed down. Burton with space on the right wing, looking inside. Gives to Daly, now Walsh catches at the top. Nice down low pass to Shaw. That's some big-to-big passing right there, Baylor.
I really like that sequence from Northwestern. I think it's key to have Kaylee Walsh in the middle. You know, she turns, looks, sees what she has, and it's just a little dump down pass to Courtney Shaw.
Wisconsin is really trying to take Burton away with their zone, and Northwestern's done a great job of having other players step up. So far, mostly Kaylee Walsh. Catching the post from Stramick, pass deflected by Walsh, and Shaw with the steal. Burton, that's got to be a blocking foul. Wow, they're going to call a travel. I think that is a not very good call, as Burton was juggling the ball, it looked like, and then Nelson was right in her path. I don't see how you can possibly call that one a travel, but they did. And now it's going back to Wisconsin. Nelson trying to set something up here. Inside, another steal. This time it's Burton running the other way on Nelson. Behind the back dribble, fouled, and couldn't quite get it to go. It's Wisconsin offense that has struggled to score all season. Only 2 Big Ten teams averaging under 65 points per game. Wisconsin all the way down at 59.3. As Burton hits both. and they're going to take a timeout. Coach Marissa Mosley.
Wisconsin is having a really hard time getting past that front line of the Northwestern defense. You have Veronica Burton, Jillian Brown, Melanie Daly. We just saw Kayla Rainey in. Wisconsin needs to play north-south. They're kind of passing it around the three-point line, playing east-west. Basketball is a game of north-south. Wisconsin needs to get it in the middle and look at the basket.
So there's some north-south passing. Catching on the post is Schrammick, and Walsh a little bit too aggressive on the block attempt. She'll go to the line. And that's a situation that Kaylee Walsh has had to work on so far this season. Just too handsy here against a smaller player when I don't think she needed to be.
With her size, she would probably have been able to get a block on that, you know, one of the nation's leading blockers, especially against a smaller guard. She should have waited a little bit, but, you know, she's played a lot of minutes so far. Maybe she is a little bit tired. You know, get a little sloppy when you get tired. Yeah,
second foul for Walsh, so she'll take a seat. Schrammick makes her first free throw, first point of the game for Schrammick. And Wisconsin now into double digits for the first time today. Burton brings it up. 12-point lead for Northwestern, and though they have that double-digit lead, their offense has not been running the way they want it to so far either. Daly drives in for a mid-range look and cans it. Second bucket of the game for Melanie Daly. First year making her first start. Wildcats hoping to get her going here in the second quarter as Stapleton waits to check in for the Badgers. Douglas. And now Pospisilova throws it away. Another steal for the Wildcats. Make it 6 for the game. Burton running. Kicks to Daly. Open look. Can't hit it. And now Pospisilova comes the other way. Trying to run. 4-on-4. And LU has it knocked away off her hand and out of bounds. It is a 13th turnover for the Badgers as they bring Hilliard back into the game. They only have 11 points, Bailey. Those active hands for Northwestern. They credited Melanie Daly with 2 steals, but she's got a couple deflections as well that have led to takeaways.
With those deflections that Melanie Daly can get, she gives her bigs more time to rotate in that Blizzard defense, gives more time for Courtney Shaw, who is so athletic, and she anticipates the ball really well, gives her more time to get the steal.
Shaw catches in the post, fading, hook goes. Tough look for Shaw, but she gets her first basket.
Shaw averaging a double-double for this Northwestern team. Averaging about 10 and a half points per game, 10 rebounds per game. What's interesting about Shaw is that she averages 5 offensive and 5 defensive. So you see that she's really looking to rebound the ball on both sides of the court.
That time she got beat for it by Stapleton as the Badgers reset. Deep catch for Schrammick. Goes to work on Mott and scores. That's great positioning by the 6'1" guard.
I think that's what Wisconsin has to do if they want to compete in this game against Northwestern. They're going to have to look to their post players.
Here's Northwestern looking to their post player. Shaw misses the bunny, gets it back, misses again. And she is now 1 for 6 from the field today. Has not been her typical game. Pardon me, 2 for 7. Daly haranguing Nelson. Stapleton walked with it. You can see that one coming. Didn't put the ball down in time, and it is yet another Badgers turnover. They've just not been able to capitalize on the stops they've been getting.
Credit to Wisconsin guards at getting the ball into their post. I think the most frustrating thing as a former post player was being able to get the post up, but then your guards aren't looking for you.
Badgers certainly haven't had that problem as Brown runs around a double screen. Daly kicks to Burton, back to Daly. Now Mott on the interior. Brown is wide open, right wing triple. She gets it. And Jillian Brown has her first points. All of a sudden, Northwestern starting to take over. Every starter has scored now for the Cats. Kaylee Walsh still leading the way with 11. As Nelson goes to work on the right-hand side. Stapleton, long pass. LU, nice catch. Christina LU, 29 points in Wisconsin's first game of the season as she kicks now to the corner. Brooke Schrammick gets the 3. She's been all the offense for Wisconsin in this second quarter. They have 9 points. Schrammick has 7 of them. They're going to get going. It might have to be through her. Daly to Burton, thought about a left wing 3. Now sets up for another one and nails it. Veronica Burton stays hot from downtown, and the Cats are back up 17. Northwestern going to work on the offensive end now. Wisconsin, it's been Schrammick with the hot hand. They enter to Stapleton instead. Working on Shaw. Burton strips it away. Running with Daly 2-on-1. Pass to Daly. She can't finish. And the rebound goes out of bounds off Wisconsin.
Veronica Burton showing not only her defensive with that last steal, but her ability to hit the three. She's leading this Northwestern team in 7 categories: points, assists, field goal, 3-point, free throws, steals, and minutes played.
She can really do it all. Burton catches this inbound. She's got 7 points to go with 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block so far. Daly into Shaw on the block. Looking for the pass to Burton, too tall, and Burton can't corral it. Another turnover for Northwestern. 6 of them now in this first half, and 4, surprisingly, from their senior leaders in Burton and Shaw.
I would really like to see Courtney Shaw get in that short corner and work it by either driving or even passing. That was a great look to Veronica Burton. A little bit too high of a pass, but still a great look from Shaw. I would like to see that sequence again.
Pospisilova free, and she gets it to go. After a cold start, Julie Pospisilova has made her last 2 shots.
In their last game against Virginia Tech, she had 11 points, 2 steals, averaging about 14 points a game for the Badgers.
Brown from way downtown can't hit. Burton skying, tapped at the rebound, and Mott saves it. And Wisconsin stepped out of bounds there, and it'll stay with Northwestern. The effort, as Brown tries to get it in, finally finds Burton. Calls out a play. They like to run their double screen action here, but they're going to set up a horns-type set instead out against the zone. Daly running motion, driving inside, falling away on the jumper. Can't hit. Shaw fouled.
Her team extra possessions.
One more chance for the Cats here with 3.3 to go. Burton cutting inside. Catches, dribbles out for a desperation fadeaway 3. No good. Shaw can't get it up in time. And that starting lineups on the floor as the Wildcats put some pressure on. Ball gets into Hilliard. To set things up, Brooke Schrammick, who had a great second quarter, led all players with 7 points in that second period. Kept the Wisconsin offense running when it seemed like things were going towards empty. Great rebound from Brown initially. Nelson did a good job to tie her up. After the miss from Stapleton, the Wildcats get the ball. Walsh forgot for a second that she needed to inbound the ball. You can almost hear the cartoon screeching sound as she turned around to head back. Wisconsin's 2-3 zone works pretty well in that first half. When Northwestern wasn't running in transition, they found it hard to score. Walsh tried to get going early, can't do it. An early rebound for Schrammick.
I don't think that's a bad shot from Kaylee Walsh. I think that they can get better options from her in that middle area. She can turn, look and see if Courtney Shaw is down low and has the post up.
They're going to call an offensive foul there on Stapleton. Walsh sold it well. Sarah Stapleton continues to struggle to get going early here.
You can definitely see the physicality between Kaylee Walsh and Sarah Stapleton.
And that elbow flew a little bit high. Walsh took it up close to the chops. I think she's fine, though.
But a veteran move by a first-year player
Absolutely.
to, take that hit.
Yeah. You have plenty of experience with that, Bailey, certainly. Battling in the post in those situations. As Daly walks with it as she was trying to make her move, and it's a shame because Burton was wide open on the left wing. And it seemed like a lot of these Northwestern decisions, especially from these first years, have come a beat late. As you see here, Daly with that extra step. Nelson breaks the pressure as the Badgers try to set it up. Stapleton flashing in the post, but doesn't get it. Hilliard. Now Pospisilova into Stapleton. Walsh good defense, and Shaw clears the board.
Sarah Stapleton getting really great looks against Kaylee Walsh. Not being able to finish, though.
Great on-ball defense there initially from Hilliard to slow the rush from Burton. Northwestern so far in this game, 9 fast break points, 8 second chance points, only 16 points outside of that. So in the half-court offense, they've struggled. But here, Walsh lines up another 3 and drills it again. 14 for Kaylee Walsh. She's starting to get going. 4th assist for Burton as well.
Kaylee Walsh setting the pace in this second half, just as she did in the first.
You can see that smile on her face. She's loving life right now. She's banging with Stapleton in the post, hitting threes on the other end. Burton calling out switches as Stramick flashes and kicks to Nelson, who drives baseline. Nice pass to Stapleton. Shaw got a piece of that and then cleared the rebound. Harassed and fouled by Nelson. And again, the early sub, just as we saw in the first half for Wisconsin, will be Hallie Douglas. So you see this tough rebound from Shaw. Northwestern has controlled the battle of the board so far. They are out-rebounding Wisconsin 25-17 and out-offensive rebounding them even more strikingly 10-2. Walsh working in the post again. Got doubled, got tied up, and it's going back to Wisconsin.
I was wondering if Wisconsin was going to make that adjustment after the first half of doubling down on Kaylee Walsh, because she has been so good in the post in that first half. They did it against Kitley in Virginia Tech.
There, Walsh gets called for the foul. She can't believe it. Thought she had the block cleanly, but that's going to be her 3rd costly foul for the first year. You mentioned Wisconsin had very solid success considering Kitley's typical production against her in Virginia Tech. I mean, we're talking about one of the best, if not the best, post players in the country in terms of scoring. And now they're starting to use those same tactics against Walsh as Douglas cans the first free throw. Joe McEwen going to show some trust in his first year here. Walsh with 3 fouls, he's going to keep her in there. But now Mod comes to the table just as I was saying that, so never mind. Kind of ruined my whole story there, Joe, as Douglas makes both free throws. So Walsh will take a seat with 3 fouls. And now Stapleton's going to come back in with Walsh out. So an interesting sort of chess match with the bigs between these two coaches.
When Kaylee Walsh, when she gets a block, it looks great. But it's also, she has to be careful because she comes down, and that's what the refs look for.
So Walsh got called for the foul there on that downwards motion. So Wildcats try to run a play against this zone look. Brown to Burton in the corner, who was trying to tell her to pass it somewhere else. And now Shaw, as Burton flashes high, gets it into the post to Mott. Nice kick out. Brown didn't want the 3. Tough leaner, no good. Shaw with another offensive board. Nearly threw it away, and the shot clock expires. If you're Jillian Brown, feels like that corner 3 is the one you want to take there.
I definitely think she passed up a good opportunity to look at that 3. She's getting great looks at the 3-point line. Just needs the confidence to take that shot, especially in the late shot clock situation.
16-point lead early in this second half for Northwestern. As the feed goes inside, working in the post and fighting it up and in, plus the foul is Hallie Douglas. What a take. And the sophomore from Lake Forest making her presence felt against Courtney Shaw.
Hallie Douglas only averaging about 8 minutes per game for Wisconsin, only 2 points per game. She's definitely making her presence known here at Welsh Ryan.
One of 3 Illinois natives on this Wisconsin team. Homecoming of sorts. And Douglas is making a count. Brown into Shaw. Jumper from Courtney Shaw, no good. And that rebound tapped out of bounds. They say off-page Mott, and it'll go back to Wisconsin. If you're Northwestern, I'm not sure that you want Courtney Shaw taking that shot. So far, she's 2 for 8 from the field.
I think Courtney Shaw is at her best is when she can get those offensive boards and get those quick putbacks for her team. She's getting it done on the rebounding side. I would like to see her get more involved on the, more in her points, as she only has 4 points in this game.
Douglas feeling it now. She cans the step back 2, and all of a sudden Wisconsin finds themselves within 11. Burton trying to make something happen on the offensive end. Brown on the right wing, set it up for a second, thought better of it. Shaw back to Brown, kicking to Burton. Burton driving hard, past Hilliard, floater up, no good. Shaw with the board though. There's that offensive rebound you were looking for. With 15 on the shot clock, Burton sets again. Now Mott flashes to the free throw line and hits the jumper.
That's that weak spot in that Wisconsin defense, is right at the free throw line. Northwestern needs to expose that. You know, even if Paige Mott did shoot that shot, she turns, looks, sees her teammate Courtney Shaw down low.
And Mott just a bit more of a natural jump shooter as Burton deflects another pass for a steal. Throw up ahead from Daly, and Burton finishes on the other end. That's just a beautiful play from Northwestern. And just when it looked like Wisconsin was getting their way back into this, the Wildcats strike quickly with 2 buckets. Burton getting into it defensively now. Pospisilova, tough drive, and she's fouled by Shaw. Got her on the arm, and nearly another 3-point play opportunity. It's Courtney.
22% from the three-point line. I really just think that this Northwestern team needs to expose that paint free throw area, get Courtney Shaw up in there, get Paige Mott, turn around, look, see what they have. Look for their guards on the wings is what really is going to set them apart from this Wisconsin team, as they're kind of getting a little more comfortable and getting back into pace for this game.
And after a slow start for Wisconsin offensively, they're starting to get going a little bit, though they have not brought the deficit inside of single digits. And after a couple fouls, Northwestern's going to bring in Mercy Ademusayo as Daly takes a pull-up jumper, can't hit. The first minutes for Ademusayo in non-garbage time situations all season. The Wildcats have now put 4 first-years into the game this year with the Nigerian natives entrance. This game, I should say. Big minutes for Ademusayo as she tries to make a case for rotation time. Flashes out there. Nelson goes right past her. Now the kick. Schrammick working from the top after that great second quarter. Pospisilova, contested 3. Can't hit it. Ademusayo battling for the board. It'll go out of bounds off Wisconsin. And Kayla Rainey will check in. It'll be a break for Melanie Daly. And now the Burton-Rainey lineup for Northwestern, along with the 2 big lineup with Mott and Ademusayo. A lot of variability with this group for the Wildcats. We've seen 4 bigs come into the game for Northwestern so far. None of them Anna Morris, who played a big role down the stretch last season, has not seen much time this year. Burton on the right wing. Kicks all the way across, great find. Brown, wide open 3. Got it! Jillian Brown hits her second triple.
Do you think that she heard us when we were talking about that last 3 in the corner?
Yeah, and also heard you, I think, when you were talking about getting it to the wings. Burton takes it to the right wing, kicks it to the left wing, and all of a sudden, Cats back up 16. Rainey fighting around a screen. Kick to the corner, and Schrammick hits another one. She stays hot. 9 points for Brooke Schrammick to lead all Wisconsin players.
Schrammick only averaging about 4 on the season, 3 rebounds.
Rainey tried to slip that pass inside. It's going to be a tie-up. Our 3rd jump ball of the quarter, and it'll stay with Northwestern. Schrammick and Douglas have really kept Wisconsin afloat in these middle 2 quarters. They've combined for 16 points in the 2nd and 3rd, and Wisconsin as a team has scored 22. So only 6 points from their 5 leading scorers for the Badgers in these middle 2 quarters. Burton open, and you can see she wanted to take that 3. Mott trying the high-low pass and just overshoots Ademusayo. It's a turnover for Northwestern.
You were talking about how Veronica Burton passed up that 3. I think that's the 3 that she has to take in times like this where her team needs a bucket, just to get her team going. She's bringing the energy on the defensive end.
Burton calling out switches, and it forces a walk that time by Schrammick. You can see the way she communicates out there on the defensive end, telling all of the players where to go, and this is, again, a team that is lacking in experience with Wood and Satterwhite, 2 seniors, 2 veterans out. Burton needs to be the focal point at every time defensively. So far, she's been up to the task. Mott catches on the right wing. Entry for Ademusayo. Rainey finds herself with some space. And now Burton. Not a lot of offensive options for this Northwestern lineup. Burton finds herself free for a second. Kicks to Rainey. 5 on the shot clock. Rainey blocked at the rim. And it'll stay with Northwestern with 2.8 on the shot clock. And Joe McEwen going to bring Kaylee Walsh back with 2 minutes left in the 3rd quarter as she continues to deal with foul trouble. So Ademisayo comes out. Walsh comes in. The Cats have to get a shot off. I don't know if Walsh knows it. They're not going to. And it's a second shot clock violation for Northwestern in this quarter. The offense just has not looked smooth.
Coach McHugh not happy about that.
As Rainey fighting with Hilliard at the top. Wisconsin trying to get into their sets. Hasn't been the cleanest offensive quarter for them either. Stapleton on the block, kicks out to nobody, and that'll be another Wisconsin turnover. Well, Stapleton was right in that there should have been somebody there probably, but in point of fact there was not, so it'll be another Northwestern takeaway.
Really like that Wisconsin sequence of them getting it to the short corner. Sarah Stapleton taking that dive. Thought she had the shot, but maybe it looked a little bit differently from her viewpoint.
Walsh guarded hard by Stapleton, and Burton steps out of bounds. It's coming to Wisconsin again. Another turnover for Northwestern, who has not scored in now over 2 minutes. Turned it over 3 times in that span. They're going to put some pressure on the Badgers here as we tick towards a minute to go in this third quarter. Courtney Shaw set to check back in for Northwestern. Hilliard on the left wing. Now working on Rainey. Gets it into Stapleton again. Hilliard still looking for her first bucket. Burton getting up in Schrammick's grill. She drove past her, scored plus the foul. That's going to be a 4th on Kaylee Walsh. A foul Northwestern could not afford, and Wisconsin has a chance to cut it back to 11. And there's not a lot of contact there with Walsh. She's now just got 1 foul left to work with. And she's going to check out for Courtney Shaw.
I know how Kaylee Walsh is feeling right now. She's having a career game, getting called for some ticky-tack falls. She'll have to sit for a majority of the 4th quarter. Hopefully Northwestern can keep it going on the offensive end.
11-point Northwestern lead now. Wildcats looking for some momentum against this zone, and they turn it over again. Hilliard takes it away from Brown. All of a sudden, the Northwestern offense has gone completely quiet. Wisconsin has a chance to cut it to single digits for the first time since the first quarter. Hilliard, skip pass. Pospisilova finds herself free and can't hit. Mott clears the board. Now the Cats can hold for 1 here. Burton was free and now backs it out. 5 on the clock for Veronica Burton. Kicks to Rainey, back to Burton. Step back, long 3, can't beat the buzzer, and Northwestern's offense stays ice cold. A field goal. Hilliard still hasn't scored. She has never gone scoreless in her Wisconsin career. She catches on the right wing here. Long kick. Now back to Hilliard. Trying to break down Burton, and she just can't do it. Veronica Burton has been all over Sydney Hilliard all day defensively. Pospisilova loses it on the cut, and Brown takes it away. Northwestern defense still firing on all cylinders, even as the offense slows down. Entry to Mott, and she's fouled by Stapleton on the pass. Wildcats will take it underneath. That's 3 on Stapleton now, but in the 4th quarter, you kind of just got to ride with her if you're Wisconsin. Brown looking for someone to throw the ball. Finally gets it into Burton. To the free throw line for Mott. Mott trying to break down Stapleton. Kicks to Daly. Corner jumper. No good. Northwestern has not scored in nearly 4 minutes of game action, letting Wisconsin back into this game. High dribble from Nelson, and now the pass to Hilliard. Nice initial cut from Schrammick, but then she gets ripped by Burton again. Still loose on the floor. It's going to be another, it's going to be a kicked ball was called. A kicked ball was called on Wisconsin, and it's going to go to Northwestern. So give Burton credit for the takeaway here with another strip as we see that ball kicked underneath there by Stapleton. And Northwestern heads the other way. Burton to Daly on the left wing. So Wildcats get into their offensive set. Brown for Shaw. Doesn't know where to pass it. Now finds Brown again. Deep post for Mott. She's doubled, gets around the double, and throws up a wild shot that misses. The inside-out game has just not been there for Northwestern. No passes back out once it gets into the post. And it hasn't really mattered who's been in the post. Stapleton, nice back cut from Schrammick, and she's got 14 now. Brooke Schrammick is keeping Wisconsin in this game single-handedly, and it's a 9-point contest. Leading all scorers, Brooke Schrammick with 14 points, high for the season.
Credit to Brooke Schrammick. She's getting really great cuts to the basket. Her teammates are finding her.
Brown sets up a deep triple. That won't go. Every time Northwestern either gets inside and it doesn't come back out, or it stays outside and never goes in.
Like you said, Noah, not getting the best inside-out game. That's when Northwestern is at their best. They get it into Paige Mott and Courtney Shaw, and they kick it out to Veronica Burton or someone like Jillian Brown, who can make something happen on the offensive end.
Stapleton's first field goal comes at a huge time, and Wisconsin continues their run. It's a 7-point game, the closest it's been since the first. Burton trying to make something happen here. Ademusayo's coming back to check in. Northwestern is calling a timeout, and they are out of sorts. We will take a break here with 7:23 to go in the game.
Yes, they're at their best when they're working it inside, working with their posts.
So we have some big lineup changes here for Northwestern, by the way. 3 subs into the game. Joe McEwen clearly frustrated by his team's lack of success. Ademusayo, and now Burton kicks to Morris inside. Anna Morris's first minutes of the game nearly got tied up and did get tied up. And it'll stay with Northwestern. Anna Morris coming into the game, her second appearance of the entire season comes in the 4th quarter of a 7-point game. And she joins Ademusayo, McWilliams now who's come in, Burton and Daly. Really vastly different lineup for Northwestern as Hilliard is whistled for a foul.
Northwestern nearly threw that ball away. Kind of got lucky with that foul call.
Well, this 5, how about this? This 5 has never played together in a game, ever, before right now, this particular lineup.
Surprising.
Heck of a time
late
to try
in this 4th quarter. In a close game, Wisconsin has cut into that cushion that Northwestern has been holding in terms of points all game.
Morris hits her first shot. First field goal of the season for Anna Morris, and it goes down. The Wildcats could use more of that. And all of a sudden, it's a 9-point lead.
Anna Morris not averaging those double-digit minutes as she did last year. Still early in the season, she is averaging 2 points per game. We just saw her hit that mid-range from the short corner.
Pospisilova misses, and now Ademusayo fouled on the rebound. And it looks like, at least early, the lineup changes working a little bit. I saw a little bit more life on the defensive end even from Northwestern there. Anna Morris calling out some rotations, calling out switches, and a whistle blown behind the play here. And there's a conversation happening between Coach Marissa Mosley and the official. I think she wanted a jump ball on that play instead of the foul, but it did look like there was arm contact before the ball contact. And I think one official may have signaled for a jump ball, but the official close to the play called it a foul. So now Burton, with this fresh foursome around her, gives to Daly, and McWilliams around a Morris screen. Burton to Morris on the high post. Morris steps back, kicks to McWilliams. Now Burton with a tough catch. Inside for Ademusayo. Spins to her right, can't finish it. McWilliams fighting for the offensive board. And she can't finish it going up. It's out of bounds, it'll stay with Northwestern. Still,
great.
The Wildcats look one pass away, but the ball movement's a little bit better, Baylor.
Really great extra effort by McWilliams to get that rebound.
Not sure how that could possibly be off Wisconsin. I don't think any Wisconsin player touched it, but the Wildcats will take it. McWilliams looking for Morris on the bounce pass. She caught and was fouled before she stepped out of bounds there. That's the 4th already on Wisconsin in this 4th quarter, so Northwestern in the bonus the rest of the way here. Burton in the corner, nearly fouled on the way in, and will be fouled at the block, and now she'll go to the line. This is where Veronica Burton lives. She only has 2 free throw attempts this game so far, and this is the player who has the 4th most made free throws in the NCAA. That part of her game has been taken away by Wisconsin's zone, but here she finds a way back to the line.
Burton shooting 90% from the free throw line.
Would be the best single season in program history if it continued. So far this season, as Burton spins the ball and nails her first free throw, she's averaging 6 made free throws per contest, which is just a ridiculous number. She's got 3 of them so far in this game, and she's up into double figures again. 11 points now for Burton to go along with her 6 assists and 3 steals. She's been in double figures in all 9 games this season for Northwestern. Well, this, so far, her lowest scoring effort. The press is broken by Wisconsin. Hilliard trying to find space, gives to Pospisilova, and she's fouled by Burton on the way in. Just the 2nd foul for the Wildcat point guard, and only the 1st of the quarter for Wisconsin. But, wow, for Northwestern, they're going to call it a shooting foul, and Pospisilova will go to the free throw line. I don't know how. I am confused as Veronica Burton about that one. Somehow they call Pospisilova in the act of shooting, even though no shot ever went up. And she makes the first. Wildcats have taken away Julia Pospisilova as we see her catch here, and I guess they're saying she's going up with it there. That's a fair point. 1 for 2, Burton clears the rebound. Burton trying to go coast to coast, and she's fouled on the way in by Hilliard, and once again, Veronica Burton in the clutch finds a way to the free throw line.
This is just her veteran experience taking over late in this 4th quarter. We saw it in that Clemson game. Her ability to drive, change direction, that's why she's an All-American point guard.
Feeling the contact, selling the contact, getting to the line. And Veronica Burton knows the best source of Northwestern points is Veronica Burton at the free throw line.
Veronica Burton almost achieving that tough statistics in college basketball of 50, 40, 90.
She's close. She is close. The field goal percentage letting her down just a bit. She's got the 40-90 part down as the Wildcats have reclaimed a 12-point lead. The activity on defense continues. Pass off the leg of Ade Musayo. And let's talk a little bit more about this move from Joe McEwen, because I don't think we fully brought it down. I mean, this is something we have never seen from McEwen. In my time covering this program, 5 years now, I've never seen him make a move like this late in the game to go to a completely fresh starting lineup. And so far, it's worked out.
Getting to see a lot of different players like Ade Musayo get involved late.
Great shot by Stapleton. As Hilliard nearly walked with it, but able to find the assist. Sydney Hilliard still scoreless, but now setting up her teammates. Burton around the screen. Step back left wing 3. Can't hit, front iron. That would have been close to a dagger. 10-point game with 5 minutes to go. Wisconsin passes out of the trap. And now Nelson taking her time to set things up. 5-second count starts, but she backs out of it. Finally, with 10 on the shot clock, Wisconsin getting into motion a little bit here. Nice high-low pass. Ade Musayo with the rejection. And it's going to be a media timeout.
A statement here late in this 4th quarter. He says to his starters, hey, if you're not going to bring energy and effort on both sides of the court, I'm going to play people who are going to do that for me. And that's what we've been seeing late in this 4th quarter.
And there's some energy and effort from Veronica Burton, who gets the block on the layup attempt. Morris, nice kick. Daly, long 2, can't hit it. And the rebound cleared by Wisconsin. Pospisilova moving the other way. Now Hilliard stops her dribble. Daly nearly takes it away and does. Another steal from Melanie Daly. Coast to coast she goes and finishes on the other end. And the energy continues to increase from Northwestern.
Melanie Daly was coming in as a 6th man besides this game, got her first career start. That's what she does so good, is she provides energy for this team, especially, like I said before, getting in those passing lanes, anticipating the ball, taking it down and getting an easy bucket on the other end.
And now the starters come back to the table. Ademusayo gets called for a touch foul, and the starters will come back in. But how about the jolt that these bench players gave Northwestern as we see the starting five come back? Morris, McWilliams, Ademusayo making some little plays to help the team out down the stretch here.
You can see assistant coach Katie Popovic really happy with the play by Ademusayo and Anna Morris and McWilliams. Great minutes by those two just to give this Northwestern team a little bit of energy to bring this win home.
I thought particularly with Morris and Ademusayo, as you were mentioning to me, as Walsh, that's her fifth. Kaylee Walsh comes back into the game and immediately picks up her fifth foul on a Brooke Schrammick drive.
Those ticky-tack fouls. I feel for you, Kaylee Walsh.
But on that last play, Bailey, when you're playing with four, and you know this, it feels like you have to stay away from those big slashes down, even if you're not actually getting contact, right?
Right. And just even playing.
And that's something that'll come with time, right?
Right. Even playing in foul trouble is just so difficult, even on the offensive end, because you're just so aware of how many fouls you have. You can't do anything, and it almost kind of takes you out of your game a little bit.
Well, now big minutes for Paige Mott. Northwestern needs to finish it out, and that's going to be 3 in the lane. As Paige Mott went down after making the pass out, and she gets called for a 3-second violation. That is Mott's second turnover of the game. She has multiple turnovers in each of her last 4 performances. Bit of an ignominious stat for the Wildcat big. And now Wisconsin still down just 10 with 3.5 left. The offense hasn't gotten going all day, really, but they have a chance here to make things interesting down the stretch. Great find from Schrammick on the inside. Nothing comes of it initially. Douglas with the floater. She got it. Hallie Douglas with 9 points now to go along with Schrammick 16. Huge minutes for those two off the bench. Or Douglas off the bench, Schrammick in the starting lineup. Burton. And now Brown. Wildcat offense trying to stay out of stagnancy. Daly underneath, great pass for Shaw, and she's fouled by Stapleton as she goes up.
A great job by Burton and Daly to penetrate that middle. Kind of looked like a little bit of a dribble drive. Great pass by Daly to look into Courtney Shaw. We'll see Shaw go to the line. Not the best free throw shooter, as we were talking about before. Only 50% from the line.
Yeah, 50% this year, 40% from her career for Courtney Shaw. 2 big ones here, and she makes the first. We saw before the game Courtney Shaw, as she does every day, putting in the work at the charity stripe. One of the hardest working players you'll see. It's not for a lack of effort, the free throw shooting struggles. Chance to turn it around here, and she makes 2 for 2. 2 big free throws for Shaw, and it's back to a 10-point lead. That's
got to be a confidence boost for Courtney Shaw. I feel like free throws are such a mental aspect, especially Courtney Shaw, not shooting it very well, but we saw her, she had her composure late in this game.
And Burton with another steal. Knocks that pass down from Stapleton, and Brown running the other way. Finds Burton in the open court, and she's fouled hard going to the basket.
This is what she does.
She makes another free throw. And Burton, who has always been a good free throw shooter, has really stepped it up another level this season. 80% for her career coming into this year. With that free throw, she's now 54 of 59 on the season, which is just unbelievably good, really. Up to 92%. She's got 15 to lead Northwestern in scoring. But Schrammick, who has the ball right now, the leading scorer, near walk from Douglas. Nice cut, Pospisilova, but she misses the bunny. 3 of 13 for Julie Pospisilova. Just cannot get that shot to fall.
That was a great look by Hallie Douglas to look at Julie Pospisilova in the paint. Couldn't get it to go, but still a really great look. Northwestern's defense, that's where they're exposed the most within their defense, is in that middle. Especially when someone's in the corner, because their eyes are drawn to that person. It leaves it open for someone to cut.
With 6 on the shot clock, Burton kicks to Daly. She's going to have to get it up. Can't hit. Rebound cleared by Stapleton. Less than 2 minutes left for Wisconsin to try to mount a comeback. Douglas launches and can't hit the 3. Great rebound. Schrammick came in right past Burton, and she has 18 points now. Career high for Brooke Schrammick on just 8 field goal attempts. How efficient has she been? And now Burton against the pressure, lost the ball. Rare turnover from Burton. And a chance for Wisconsin to run. Schrammick again. In transition, blocked by Burton, but a foul is called. I think they're going to get Mott on that one. They will. Burton.
Not if Hallie Douglas and Brooke Schrammick have anything to say.
First free throw miss of the game for Schrammick. Wisconsin has a team 13 of 17 from the line. It needs this one to keep the Badgers close. Can't hit. Rebound tipped around. Mott grabs it and gets it to Brown. Press coming on from Wisconsin. Burton 5 seconds to get it across, and she will. Badgers going to defend it out. Almost time to start fouling if you're down 10. But they opt not to. Schrammick has been so good today. Missing a couple of late free throws there. Burton around the double screen, looking for Shaw. Now kicks to Brown instead. With 5 on the shot clock, Brown tries to enter it in, and Shaw was bumped by Schrammick on the pass. So she'll go back to the line with 49 seconds to play. For Wisconsin, that offense hasn't been there down the stretch outside of Schrammick. They have 23 turnovers for the game. They're shooting just 37% from the field. And if you take out Schrammick, they're 9 of 32 as Shaw makes another free throw. And the Wildcats have got to hope this can be a turning point for Courtney Shaw, who has struggled offensively all game long. Now still 3 for 4 as Daly with a big offensive board and then a tie-up. Possession arrow is with Wisconsin. It'll go the other way. And McWilliams comes in for Mott as Wisconsin calls a timeout. Sent from the field. And the entry goes towards Schrammick. Daly got a hand on it, but it popped back to Wisconsin. And Brown fouls Douglas as she goes up. Now Hallie Douglas a chance to get into double figures. They have been the 2 offensive players who have made it happen for the Badgers. And again, Northwestern gets caught going a little bit too hard for the block. It'll be 2 free throws for the Badgers.
Wisconsin's 2 leading scorers, Hillard and Stapleton, only combining for 6 points. Hillard hasn't scored a bucket this entire game.
For Sydney Hilliard, a game to forget. 0 for 3 from the field, 0 for 2 from the line. 5 turnovers, 4 assists, but 3 fouls for Sydney Hilliard. As we're going to see a late sub for Wisconsin. Hilliard comes off the floor. Northwestern's going to call a timeout. And coming on to trip at the line. So a 10-point game now as Burton catches the inbounds and is fouled along half court. Not the player you wanted to foul if you're Wisconsin. Coming into this game, Northwestern free throw percentage. Veronica Burton, 90%. The entire rest of the Northwestern team, 56%. So that is what you could characterize as a drop-off. Burton 8 for 8 at the line today. And makes the first again. She has been so consistent over there. And you mentioned Anna Morris came in for Shaw for free throw purposes. She's now ready to check back in for Morris. Should Burton make this second free throw, which she does. And not only is Burton 10 for 10 at the line, I'm pretty sure, Bailey, none of her free throws have even touched the rim so far in this game.
Into that paint. Credit to Wisconsin defense for kind of shutting that down and keeping this Northwestern team out of it.
Daly nearly with another steal, but the Gamble leaves Pospisilova open, and she finally hits a 3. Her first on 9 tries, and Wisconsin staying in it, down just 9 now with 32 seconds to go. Wildcats, of course, trying to get it to Burton. They double her coming in. Ball gets to Jillian Brown instead. Well, she's the second best free throw shooter on this team, and she's the player who gets fouled. If they had waited just a second more to get the ball in, Burton was coming free, but instead Jillian Brown gets fouled in the first year, who has struggled at times today. 2 for 7 from the field for 6 points. Goes to the line for her first free throws of the contest. Brown was 7 for 9 on the year coming in, and she makes the first. 2 strong free throw shooters for Northwestern, Burton and Brown. Those are the 2 they want the ball in their hands, and Brown goes 1 for 2. Door open, maybe a crack for the Badgers. 10-point game. Pospisilova nearly walked with it. Instead, inside it goes to Schrammick, working and blocked by Brown. Ball comes free, out of bounds, and it goes to Northwestern. One more big defensive play for the Cats, and they are 17.6 seconds away from an opening Big Ten win. Burton catches it, and she's fouled going to the sideline. Another chance for Veronica Burton to add some more points to her ledger. Yep, one of those situations where Northwestern, as Burton cans another free throw. Getting some late game activity here if nothing else, in a game that has been a bit of an offensive struggle for the Cats. Burton makes another free throw. She is 12 for 12 from the line and now has made 60 free throws this season. We'll take a quick break here. And 10 of them on free throws. Driving to the basket, getting blocked by Shaw was Pospisilova. And now the Wildcats will hold it out as time runs out. They might have to get it across half court. I think there's going to be a 10-second call behind the play, maybe. No, they're just going to let it run out. And that will do it for the Wildcats. Not the greatest offensive performance of the season for Northwestern, but they find a way to close it out 61-49 behind 19 points, 6 assists, and 4 steals from Veronica Burton, along with 14 from Kaylee Walsh.